So recently, someone had asked me how she could advance her career if she's choosing not to go the route of being a manager of people. And, it wasn't as clear to her what that pathway could be like. And actually, it sounded like she was really in doubt of it because, well, really from a pay perspective, she didn't see the pathway up to even compare if you're choosing not to follow that direction of being, a leader to other people officially. And the thing is that you can choose to be an individual contributor and do well professionally on every level, not just from an experience standpoint and professional reputation, but also it can be very lucrative. Certainly there isn't one pathway to achieve this kind of thing. As you're going into your career and tacking on the years of experience. A lot of times though, how I've seen it is people become successful individual contributors and they see the corresponding success from an advancement perspective when they really become an expert in their field. So this means doing all the things that you need to be doing to not just keep up with your industry or the things around you, but really to be ahead of it. When you're an expert or consider that go-to person for something, you're really seeking the knowledge, the training, the certification, the things that keep you very sharp and ahead of the game. But also you put yourself in situations where, you're putting all of that knowledge to work. You're not just hoarding it for yourself as power, but you're sharing it with others in a community, be it your work teams, be it cross company departments, whatever, and really helping people as a whole and teams as a whole advance. So a lot of times people think, oh, so are you telling me I need to, go to school, get an advanced degree? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, for some people, yes, because, they want to work on certain areas that they feel that they're weaker on, and maybe that's the right structure for them. But certainly it doesn't necessarily mean that. I mean, it really means that you're never going to put yourself outside of the mix of where all the action in your field is happening. And even, not being afraid of volunteering for those really difficult assignments where it is a beast of a project, or, it's very difficult. It's a challenge. Maybe it's never been done before. You don't back down from that. You see it as an opportunity, not just to do something great, but also to learn and, put that into the cadre of experiences that you have. So a lot of these things, with the actual hands-on experience and having just, those kind of moments professionally, that adds to you building your reputation as an authority. I will say though, in speaking with this person who asked me the question, she was saying, oh, I don't really like to manage people. I'm introverted, this and that. And so like I see my career path being more, of this individual contributor route. And I told her, I'm like, yeah, no, I feel you, definitely. But at the same time, to think that you can go and progress in your career without having to deal with people or interact with them, it's likely not. Individual contributors, you're going to be on teams, you're going to be interacting with all sorts of different people. So, I mean, it is within your benefit to work on those skills as well. Whether or not you have an official title to be responsible or the direct manager of someone, what we find is that with progression and being seen as an authority, it is also hand in hand with this idea that people see you as a leader, someone they can trust. So a lot of that too, is how you treat people, how you train people, how you share knowledge, how you're interacting when you're through difficult times. So if you find that you're a little shy about certain things, or that you don't like to deal with conflict with others and you'd rather stick to yourself, I would see that more as an opportunity to work on, because you're never going to avoid those kind of situations in the future. Certainly if you're hoping to progress to higher levels in your career, the challenges get harder and more complicated, as well do the people that you're working with to solve them. So it's really helpful to stay in touch and in practice with those kind of interactions. You don't necessarily have to look very far to get ahead, or even at something formal like a class or going back to school. You can simply volunteer for things at work or in your community that take you a little bit outside your stretch zone of comfort, and volunteer to speak up or to lead a certain thing, or speak at a conference if that's not on brand for you. Continue to do things that will help you and to grow, really. So that's what I would advise if you're looking to advance your career more so as an individual contributor.